It's 1858, and both Prince Albert and Queen Victoria are not amused. They'd been on a royal visit to Cherbourg, where the prince had had a nasty shock. This was what bugged him. La Gloire, a new revolutionary French warship.
This was a ship that could not only fire at the enemy, but most of the projectiles then in use would simply bounce off.
So Britain bounced back with the world's biggest warships, Warrior and Black Prince, iron ships throughout, a British first, more heavily gunned, with 26 cannon and brand new breech-loaded rifled guns, installed in an internal citadel, encased in ultra-thick iron, impenetrable even at point-blank range. The whole lethal package, driven by massive steam engines. Sails and engine together, made for a very fast ship indeed.
It was the ultimate deterrent. She's built, and the French challenge to Britain's naval mastery evaporates.
In active service, Warrior prowled the Channel, part of the Black Battle Fleet. She spurred on naval innovations so successfully that in just 10 years, she in turn became obsolete.
Warrior quite quickly was demoted through the ranks, and eventually she became a floating hulk, basically floating accommodation for young seamen. And then finally her career ended remarkably as a floating pontoon in Milford Haven. And then luckily she was rescued by a group of phenomenal public-spirited citizens who took her up to the northeast, restored her, refitted her, and took her down to Portsmouth where she belongs.
That extraordinary restoration in Hartlepool made Warrior a ship reborn, a living insight into life in the Victorian Navy. But though she was built for battle, creature comforts were not ignored. This is the officer's wardroom, dining in style, just a step away from their 14 comfortable cabins. Meanwhile, the crew lived and ate at their gun positions and slept in hammocks slung above. All these spaces have been carefully restored like the ship's hospital or sick berth, complete with cots.
We had to set about finding the suitable pieces to go in here, and in fact that's when we approached a local blacksmith and he made the cots for us.
Up on deck, above the sick berth, Warrior's staff and volunteers are facing many challenges. Severe damage to the bulwarks that top the ship's sides is just one of them.
Now inside the bulwark there's some angle bar framing which was put in at Hartlepool, but because moisture has got in, that water sits and doesn't get out and has started to rot that framing down to a wafer thinness that is now liable to collapse.
HMS Warrior, 1860. Nearly 1/3 visitors every year, thousands of them schoolchildren. A multitude of different activities. All of that made possible by our staff and volunteers, and the generosity of the public that supports us in Portsmouth and beyond, making sure Warrior can live out her great story every day of the year.
HMS Warrior, a ship brought to life for you and by you.